Greetings. You are now tuned into the HittMobb podcast series, where we discuss the art, business, legacies, and lifestyles of music production with your hosts, Daven Vanderpool, known as Prestige, and Paul Hendricks, known as Baby Paul. Let's get to it.
What's going on, world? It's your boy Baby Paul, aka BpZy.
And it's Daven Prestige Vanderpool.
And of course, today we got a special guest, my bro from Queens, man, one of the hip hop legends out of New York City. Put it down on the mixtape scene, tearing down the clubs in New York. My brother from Queens, DJ Mr. Effects. What's good, King?
Peace. What's good,
y'all?
y'all?
Got the stutter shades
going
on.
on?
Yeah. All right.
What are those? Those are Versace's? Fresh to death. I'm inspired. I gotta get fresh now. You know what I mean? But
right.
Yeah.
we having a good time, man. Welcome to the HittMobb podcast. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we just getting our feet wet, putting this thing down, and I like the conversation we've been having so far in the first couple of episodes. But I had to bring a DJ into the building, man. I had to get a DJ perspective on this conversation, and this conversation is what defines a hit record.
Ooh.
All right. We talking about today's age, 2024.
Well, we can start from now and then go backwards, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the eras of terrors, you know, the 90s, the early 2000s. But right now, what defines a hit record right now? I really want to know. Considering today's modern technology and all the variables that allow people to gauge what's considered a hit. And I know from the DJ perspective, you got some 1-2s on that, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'll ask this question first. You got the fan perspective. You got the DJ perspective. You got the creative perspective, the people that make the music.
Yeah.
Now, there's different opinions and different thought processes on how people make music and how people receive music. So I'm going to ask from the DJ perspective first. What do you think defines a hit record in today's market?
In today's market?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to think about it, right?
Well, I guess for today, I hate to say this, man, but is the little childrens on TikTok doing the dance, and you know, once it go from there, then it's just like it's instant takeoff. That's one way, right? And I guess the other one, if you hear a song one time with nothing and you hear it like 33 times on the radio,
Yeah.
you know I think that's supposed to be it, right?
I guess so.
Well,
I mean, here's my thing. All right. We know that with technology, social media plays a big part in selling and breaking music, right?
all right.
There was a time before TikTok, you promoted your music on like a Facebook or Instagram or Twitter,
Yeah.
and the fans would engage and you'd start to hear what people are responding to. But TikTok, which isn't it a company from overseas? I'm not sure where.
It is. I
from
think
overseas, right?
Is Asian.
Is it like the Philippines or China?
China is Asian.
So as that app start to grow, you know, in the marketplace as a viable app on your phones and on the internet to discover music, people doing like dances or doing like unique videos, catching people's attention with a snippet of the song, and it would go viral. But like, my thing is, how did that translate into a hit record? I don't get that.
But the thing is, I kind of don't like this era for that reason, because I don't want to sound nostalgic, because I remember the hit record was the record that everybody liked.
Right.
With hands down.
Right.
Everybody like
It transcended
age everything.
groups,
So
genres, everything.
everything. So you didn't have to have all of these other influences. Look, this is hot. Look,
Right.
You see what he's doing to it?
Right.
See, you didn't have anything forcing your hand like that. You hear it on the radio. You hear DJs play it, and you was loving it for the fact of you was connecting to the music. Now it's so generic.
Yeah.
I don't know that's why to me it's difficult. But I will tell you, one of the last biggest records I heard was Tim's.
Tim's, which one? Because you got a couple records out.
Only
You?
that one.
The Me and You?
Huh?
Me and You record, the one that Future sampled. the way he sampled
this
that song?
is the thing that I cannot buy.
You talking about that one?
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
That one?
You don't need to love nobody. What's that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I never...
Come on, it was the biggest record. It lasted for like couple years on the radio.
Are you sure? Is that the
Tim's
same
and
one?
WizKid.
Oh, I never heard. I don't remember that record.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know.
Oh, you talking about Essence? The Essence.
Yeah.
See, that's WizKid's record. See, that's
Yeah,
where you threw me off.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah,
WizKid.
that's
WizKid
WizKid's
featuring Thames.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the first time we heard
yes,
Tim's.
that was
Yeah.
to me. That was
You
the
don't need nobody.
exactly.
Boop, boop. Yeah, of course. That
Yeah,
record's
yeah.
crazy.
That was the last real hit record because
Wow.
I didn't. Huh?
Said, wow.
the last hit.
I mean the one that checks every
Box
box
as far as
a hit record.
generational.
Yeah,
It was pop. It was R&B. Everybody was listening to that record.
everybody was vibing on that record.
I can agree
Really?
with that, but I don't know. There's been a couple of the records since then.
Like what? Nothing that hit like that though. And I'm just talking about the impact and the way it hit, the way it landed.
What genre are we talking about? All
It
genres?
don't have to
That
be
was
in the genre.
Afrobeat. Okay.
It don't have to be like because like I could even go back to the 80s because we was listening to all of it and the impact. Like say if you go back to 80s, you have like Hall and Oates. I can't go for that.
Oh my God.
All right.
there. Madonna.
But you know what's so
The
crazy?
list goes on.
What?
Now you go back. Some of the beat cuts turn it into a hit.
Hit record.
Like what?
For instance, because I believe on that album was Private Eye.
Yeah.
Private Eye.
Yeah,
It
and I
Watching
think
you.
that was that you had to remember those songs that had the
Yeah.
video that ran on MTV 24 hours a day.
Man Eater.
Well,
But you
I don't
see,
know that one had a
but
video.
listen, you see
Yeah,
how
it did.
You see how you just went to the private eyes like that, and you didn't. How many years you didn't hear that record?
Right.
You
But
see?
you acknowledge it's a hit.
All right, you see though. That's what I'm talking about with hit records. Now,
All right. I got a question.
yeah,
All right, maybe I'm wrong in terms of timeline, but that song with Drake and Chris Brown, no guidance. Did that come out before the WizKid record or after? No. I think it came out before. Like around 2019, before the pandemic.
I think so.
That was a hit record.
That was a hit record. Yeah,
Now I don't know if it went viral on TikTok to get to that point, or it was just the machines and the record companies.
well, but see,
pushed it
it
in
was
your
gonna.
face.
It was designed to be a hit record anyway.
Wait a minute, hold on.
'Cause, like, yeah,
hold
it
on.
was- yeah.
How about Shake It Off?
Huh?
Shake It Off. What
Oh.
by
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
No,
That wasn't a hit?
no.
You sure?
I'm sure,
Sir.
Why is
No.
it a hit?
Sir.
sir. That didn't play on Hot 97.
Wow. See? You going by Hot 90 standards?
Son,
Standard?
all
KTU is
all the hit records, right? Well, like that was able to cross into the urban
Wait, hold on.
genre.
So you're saying if it's a genuine hit record, it will be transcendent in terms of radio programming. It'll
All
be
over.
on top 40.
All over.
It'll be on urban.
I don't think so.
You know what's the name? Adele did that. Adele did that when she had a record. It crossed on all markets. Sam Smith did it.
Okay.
All right, you see.
I remember that Sam
You
Smith
remember that?
record.
You remember that song,
Yeah,
right?
but I ain't here on Hot 97.
I heard that on Hot.
I did
That
hear
was
that
on
on
Hot
Hot
97.
97.
I
I
didn't
did
hear
hear
That
on
record was
97.
not that big.
The song with Disclosure.
Yes,
that record was
that
huge.
record was that big.
That record was huge.
That record was huge.
Yes.
Stay
That's what I'm
With
talking
Me?
about.
No,
Huh?
not Stay With Me.
Oh.
The other song.
Not Stay With Me. Nah,
the
that
song with
was
Disclosure, the up-tempo record.
The up-tempo
it
record.
felt like a Luther Vandross type of record.
Exactly.
That record was huge.
That record was huge. That's a hit record.
I'm probably
So
got
you
behind.
can't.
You know.
Over here, it has to. In order for it to be like a real big
The song was called
Yeah.
Latch.
Latch, yeah. I know you played that a couple of times.
He's thinking about it. All right, this goes back to my question now. Like, when we say what defines a hit record, are we considering the fan perspective, like social media, TikTok? Are we considering the record companies who put the money and the machine behind the record to force it in your face? Or are we considering the DJs who break it in the clubs and the mix shows and
It's
like
it's-
which one of those factors plays the most important aspect to a hit record today?
I think today it's hard to say because there's too many avenues to judge things on, and it's kind of confusing. To me, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, because I heard some songs that a DJ would play in the club, and then it'd be a dud.
It'd be a thud.
It'd be a dud.
Oh my god.
It ain't going nowhere. Soon as the rocket takes off, it's like, back landing. That's it. But then it's like it's hard now. For me, I remember when I used to say what will be a hit, a recycled hit, a hit from a hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, we
Yeah.
know that's a trending thing that's been constant,
know.
especially in urban music. We know that. But, my thing is, which one of the factors that I mentioned, whether it's the record label forcing it in your face, social media going viral on
But-
YouTube, or DJs breaking it? You know what I'm saying? Like, which one plays the most
But you know
important?
what's
I think-
so crazy?
I
DJs
think-
don't break records no more.
I would think it had to go viral first, and then they have proof of concept. Then they could go, all right, we could go to radio with this because we got enough likes up. And then,
Now I was gonna say, so for DJs, if a DJs really start playing a record, does that dictate what could be a hit, like transcending urban top 40?
Yeah, 9 times
Even if
out
it
of
didn't
10.
go viral, but the DJs are behind it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that shows the importance of the DJs still, right?
Yeah. Or what be playing. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, to me, the DJ is always important because it's always the gauge on what's hot.
The
Right.
crazy thing about it is DJs on certain aspects. I remember when you used to turn on the radio, you used to hear DJs break a record right there on the radio.
Oh yeah,
I don't see that really too tough no more. Ever since like the mixtape era, everybody's trying to get this exclusive. I hate to say this, but I think sometimes like the exclusive game kind of killed it a little bit.
No, so I want you to be clear on that, clarify that, the exclusive game.
Yeah, the exclusive game is like you getting the songs way before it comes out, and sometimes it be half mixed.
yeah.
2 tracks.
2 tracks.
For those who don't know what 2 tracks is, it's just
sometimes
the audio with vocals.
We would get joints where the whole song is not even done, and we put it out there in the street.
I mean, I've experienced that, but probably like in the early 2000s when I produced a song for AZ and Nas, The Essence, and DJ Clue was on High 97, and he tested my record before it was even done. But I haven't known like DJs now in today's time, 2024, to do stuff like that, like on the radio.
But you know what? Because it's so saturated now, and it ain't no one really hot. It had to be somebody that was hot.
Highly anticipated type.
Yes,
Yeah.
it has to go. But today, who was highly anticipated?
Right. I get your point. So my next question is, does a hit record always mean record sales?
That's another question. Because I don't know. Because like sometimes things are hits, but they never got the promotion it needed to make it become a real hit.
All right. We know that when you go viral, everybody's paid attention. Internet.
Yeah.
But does that always translate to large record sales when you go viral?
I don't
No.
think so.
I don't think
Okay.
so either.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Now, getting back to record sales, I think that has something to do with it. Because even back in the days, them cats was still going like platinum and things like that. Like, or gold. Like, I remember seeing pictures of the Jacksons, and they had like they took a picture with gold albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Earth, Wind and Fire, like all your favorites. Like when you saw them, like you look at Ebony or Jet magazine back in the days. For y'all don't know, that's like the publication of like precursor of Word Up magazine and Right On. When your favorite artist took a picture with them gold albums, or we used to call it the silver album, but now we know it was platinum.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, those albums was hits, or whatever the song was. Those was hits.
Well, you knew for a fact because if you get a certified plaque, that means it sold a certain amount of records. Gold was 500,000, platinum was 1 million. You know, let's do the numbers now. For those who don't know, what is platinum in digital sales? Do y'all know what that is? Want me to tell y'all?
No idea.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
1.5 billion streams is considered platinum.
1.5 billion
streams is considered platinum.
Yeah,
so check that out. Do the math. What is gold? 750 million streams.
Wow. So those are listens.
Streams.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Spotifys, the Apple Musics, the Amazons. It takes 150 streams to be considered one sale.
150 streams?
150 streams. Digital streams is considered one sale compared to the analog time frame when it was cassette, CD, and vinyl.
Wow.
You had one sale for whatever that price point was.
Wow.
Does that really matriculate?
That's a good question. That's arguable because we've seen so many celebrities complain about doing certain numbers that are accurate, whether it's YouTube views or streaming sales on these platforms. I feel like these companies do what they want to do.
It almost sound like, man, these artists need Harriet Tubman. A modern day Harriet Tubman to sound like that. Runaway Slaves, man.
and we can't totally blame the DSPs to an extent because we know a lot of people do bots with streams. There's been arguments about that for years. I'm not even going to name some of these artists that do these bots, but sometimes
isn't it DSP's digital marketing platforms?
Digital streaming platform.
Digital
DSPs.
streaming platforms. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what DSPs is, because
Yep.
in case people don't really know what that is.
Yep. So, I mean,
new boys and girls.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we got to really pay attention to the fact that the internet plays its part, DJs play their part, the record companies, I would just say the major record companies play their part, but we all have a different definition of a hit record. There's some people who consider a hit record something that they connect to that's gotten some play. It works for them in the clubs. It may work for them within their cultural, demographic, but it may not be a hit record to like someone in white America or someone who listens to a different genre of music. Let's go back to hip hop. There's a lot of classic hip hop records that we grew up on.
Yes.
That we consider hits.
Yes.
But it might not be translated as a hit to someone who's a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's hold up.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now I'm sitting here getting the whole gist of what the conversation is. Yeah, we know what a hit is. Because if we at, let's say, Las Vegas and we hear in the club 50 Cent,
Right.
everybody is dancing to
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
care if it's white America. I don't care where you
Well,
at in the world. Somebody is going.
That's the point you was making.
That's the point I was making.
And that goes back to how it's programmed too, meaning that all genre perspectives of radio stations was programming that specific song, you know?
Yeah.
So remember, that was close to the ending of, to the new chapter of music.
Right, because you figure there are top 40 records we may not even pay attention to. I know when I watch some award shows and I see some of these artists coming out winning awards, I'm like, I never heard this person
I
in
hate
my
to say
life.
this. I really.
But there's, certain stations playing the music. Go ahead, man.
I'm sorry.
Nah, go ahead.
Because I'm thinking about another one that did that. Soulja Boy.
Please
Soulja
go
Boy
into that.
Hop up at my bed.
Man, my swag on, right?
Yeah.
That song transcend. You play that, I don't care where you at. And you.
Yeah.
That
Both
was
of
a
those,
hit.
Yeah.
Those two songs.
That was a hit.
That was a hit.
Everybody knew that record. Whether they liked it or not.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that record.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. Did it cross over on the top 40 level? Was it like on the radio stations back then? I remember the urban side, but I don't know about the crossover side.
Believe so.
Can you remember?
That's tough, because at that time my hand wasn't on that kind of pulse to know
Right.
if it really crossed like that. But I can imagine that, it had some impact because it was an internet record. That was like one of the first internet records.
That was
Right.
the first internet record.
That was the first internet record. You gotta give Soulja Boy his props for doing that.
Yeah.
That he completely changed the game after that
Soulja
one
Boy,
record.
you stepped into like you the Melly Mel of this generation.
And I remember he was killing it with the on the phones, the ringtones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was killing it.
I don't know if he was the first ringtone rapper or things like that, because you had other artists. You can't forget Bow Wow.
As a kid, he made some hits, man.
Yeah, he made
Yeah.
some.
Shout out to Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. I got a question now. Does radio still matter when it comes to hit records? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Because of the viral aspect and people going viral and they're becoming hit records because of viral.
Because
Because-
Where does radio fit into that?
Because we still a program, because we still gotta hear it on the radio to be like for the cosign.
That's the validation.
That's the validation.
That you got a hit record.
Yes. So
And-
in that way, yeah.
and you can't forget market share. So ads and things
Yeah,
like that.
of
That's
course.
how they sell content.
Big business, yeah.
Big
Yeah,
business.
so-
So
Radio is definitely a must.
So can a song be a hit without radio play?
it's hard.
Like how these songs go viral nowadays?
I don't think so.
I don't think
But
so.
it doesn't hit the actual radio. But it just be like something
Because
people
if you-
streaming.
See, if you have it like that, it was. I think it would be regional. Without the radio, it has to break evenly across the country.
Right.
Yeah. At one time, like the NWA album, like they didn't have real radio play and things like that.
But we didn't consider those hits though if it didn't have radio play.
But they sold.
They sold, they sold records. They sold records.
Okay.
But I guess that's really the business is to sell records.
Exactly.
But it's how you sold the record though too.
Okay. All right.
It's how. Because if you just depend on selling records, right? How would you be able to sell the next one if you didn't make that impact and everybody knew about the first one?
Right.
You'd be starting all over again,
Right.
That's crazy.
right?
That's crazy. Yeah.
You'd be starting all over again. So that's the reason why, you have to hit all the markets. That's how you keep everything up.
And that's basically what affects artists that are signed to major labels if they cannot keep that momentum.
Yeah.
And keep that bottom line in place where whatever was invested in breaking that record and doing whatever it did in terms of numbers, the next go around it's like, okay, if you can't exceed this, we're losing money, so we can't keep you here. And time again, you see these artists that have blown up, have huge records, become superstars, then they're quiet. You're like, what happened to them? Just think about the corporate structure of the business. The bottom line, did they make enough money against what was invested? That is the answer as to why they're still signed on a major label or not.
I say this though. I say now in 2024, I say there's not as many hits as before.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I agree with
I
that,
definitely agree with that.
We have mostly club bangers, right? And then you also have radio bangers.
So, but let me ask you this one question.
Go ahead.
Now, is hit records as relevant as they used to be?
He's talking about the staying power. I know where he's going with this.
The staying power?
The staying power of a hit record.
No, because I'm really gonna say no, because people's attention spans is shorter.
Exactly, and to me, I don't know. I'd rather scroll TikTok all day than listen to some of these new records they got today.
Wow.
That's to show you how weak the game is right now. And the dumbest thing is these artists be making these 1 minute, 30-second songs. The whole idea of making a song is to take people on a journey for 5 minutes with your artistry.
Not even 5 minutes, 2.5 to 3 minutes.
But
Single radio records don't even be longer than that these days,
Yeah, man.
I believe in the 5 minute.
I don't disagree.
But you know what? You know what the beauty of that is? If your record is that good, it don't feel like 5 minutes.
Exactly. For example,
Yeah.
I think that No Guidance, which was a hit record, was longer than 3 minutes, and you let it rock.
Yeah.
You was cool with that.
I'm gonna say this, right? So that takes me back to a genre of music like disco. Disco used to be like, there was disco records that was like 6,
7 minutes.
Yeah.
And they had versions, DJ versions, like extended versions, all that, and you just let it rock. You know? My question
They had Sugar Hill versions.
My question is, did those versions were they on the radio back then?
No.
They were just in the clubs, right?
It was in the clubs. Like, come on, you know.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first heard Good Times, it seemed like if you went, got some Kool-Aid, went outside, went upstairs, come back down. It seemed like that song was
still playing.
No, but you get the point of the radio, making the radio version, because your record can't be no longer than 4 minutes. Because if you have records that's 10 minutes, you could have played 2 records for that.
Right.
So that's the whole reason behind that.
I think they had no rules, man. We had who was the legend? Frankie Crocker, the legend, R.I.P. I think they was letting them songs go.
Well, I guess that had to be on a certain hour.
I think he was prime time, baby.
He was prime time?
He was prime time.
Probably
baby.
was.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question. Let's think of some critically acclaimed records that didn't sell a lot. Now, that's not considered a hit technically, right? But like we talked about, staying power, impact, that stand the test of time. You can listen to it 10 years from now compared to that hit record that lasted, 2-3 months?
Or a couple of weeks.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for me, I'm going to go back to hip-hop records, and then I work my way up to, like, today's times. Like, hip-hop records, like, They Reminisce Over You, PBoxy.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say that.
Hit
Yes.
record. And see, now how important is a record like that still will get played and have its lasting power on the radio, as opposed to that record that gets played on the radio for those 3 months and then that's it? What would you rather?
I'd rather They Reminisce Over You. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I always like, I like to travel back and be nostalgic when I listen to these records, because it brings me back to that time.
Yeah.
And-
Hip Hop Parade, Naughty by Nature.
But that was a big hit. That was not.
But you still can play it now. It's not like a trendy hit record. You know what I mean?
It was still it was a big hit.
Let's Play House.
Who made that record again?
Dog Pound.
Dog Pound. Was that a hit record though?
No.
Okay.
Michelle A was on there. It was a good
But was it even a single? Was it on the radio or was it just on an album cut?
It was an album cut.
Yeah.
But those were the album cut that turned into getting promotion, like video budget and
Speaking of West Coast, speaking of Dog Pound affiliation, Gin and Juice, Snoop Dogg.
That was a single.
I think that
It was a single. It was a hit. Would you say it was a big hit, like huge crossover hit, or was it just a big urban hit?
That's a good question.
See, that's what I'm saying. There's certain hits, like I said earlier in the show, that are defining for us in urban music culture, but it may not be a worldwide hit.
But
like a
you know
Michael
what?
Jackson.
You know what?
It may not be,
Let me
like
say
a
this.
Michael Jackson hit.
Let me
Let me ask you a
this.
question.
Wait.
Warning.
Warning Biggie,
Was that a hit?
that was an urban hit.
No, but
But
back
when
to
it
your
was on
question,
the radio though, right?
No, but
It was on
back
mix shows.
Wait, hold on. But back to what you said about Snoop, right? Gin and Juice. But you remember the album sold 6 million
Yes, it did.
at that time. So was it a hit?
Absolutely.
All right.
Wait a minute. The album was a hit. Now, okay, so we all know what's your name? That was, that was a hit.
That was a hit.
What's my name?
No, but I think Gin and Juice was
It was
the
a
biggest
bigger
record
hit
off
off
of that
that
album.
album.
Yeah.
Oh, but Murder Was a Case was a huge record for him too.
Yeah.
It was. And then remember they had the remix with the video, it looked like a movie, all that.
Yeah.
But that leads to my next question. Do one single drive a whole album's sales, or just like we're in the era of singles clearly, as we know, in the digital age, people push singles more and more than they push whole bodies of work. Can one single drive an album sales like it did then, like what you just talked about?
No,
No,
never.
I don't think so.
Never. Because
But let's look at the biggest artists in the game, like the Drakes and the J. Coles and the Kendricks. Can like one hit single drive their whole album?
well, yes, they're already credible.
Okay.
So people will invest in them like that.
Okay.
But
But
if
what
you
about a
don't
new
know-
artist?
No.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. Okay.
No, it won't work like
You
that.
agree?
I agree.
Okay. So in this era of single sales, that's it. Just the single.
I don't even
You can't
think-
drive the album.
I don't even think the single sales even matter no more because a lot of people get like, the
Man.
numbers is crazy. It's horrible.
So which artist are you talking about?
Oh my God.
By the way, all the thoughts and and the ideas not coming from DJ Mr. Effects. I'm just here. I'm a guest on the
Oh,
show.
he did the disclaimer on the Hip Hop Podcast. He did the disclaimer. Okay. So check this out. Let's talk about collaborations, like hit singles with collaborations, like some of the best collaborations that were hit records.
And hip hop.
Any genre, like a collaboration that was like just a huge record that you could think of.
Wait.
Well, now that's a classic hip hop record, but is it a hit?
It was. I think it was a hit at that time.
I don't know.
Now, okay, let's look at the genre perspective. Just straight hip hop, which means in terms of programming, music, radio, that's urban, right? Mm-hmm. Was Dwick a hit record?
I think it was a regional. Hit.
Okay,
I think it was a regional. Respectfully,
right.
Respectfully,
because
But it's a classic.
I wouldn't know.
Right.
But I know it was a hit with us. So
That's the point.
yeah, it was a hit with us.
that's the case.
In the cultural perspective of hip hop culture and urban music culture, it was a hit. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like a hit in the eyes of the top 40 different, like all races of people listening to it.
If that's the case, you could
So-
put Rampage in it.
For what?
EPMD Rampage.
No, that wasn't a collab.
With LL?
Oh no.
Yeah, Rampage did have LL.
Was that the name of the song?
Rampage, yep.
Oh yeah,
The Ripper, the Master, the Overlord he is.
Yeah.
He's like an old accordion. Come on, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
You forgot.
I forgot.
And he produced LL. He forgot.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, I got a record. What about Gangsta Party? Tupac and Snoop.
That was America's Most Wanted. That was a hot record.
That was a hit.
That was a hit.
That's a hit.
That was
That's a hit.
But was that an urban hit or was
Nope.
that a crossover hit?
That's a crossover hit.
Okay.
You play that at college parties and
Ain't nothing but a gangsta party.
Oh yeah. You seen Kegs.
Yeah.
They had those
Shout
in
out to
Keg
Daz on that one. I think Daz produced that,
Yeah,
right?
Daz.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Now we're getting into the fact that there's urban hits, especially in the aspect of hip hop. Then there's like top 40 hits, but there's some hip hop artists who had the whole gamut. Okay, would you say Hotline Bling by Drake was a top 40 hit?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would have to go for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing that record.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Because you know
playing that
why?
record.
You know why? It goes from the genre of you taking an old hit.
The Timmy Thomas.
Timmy Thomas.
Yeah. That was a dope flip, by the
'Cause
way.
you
No,
know
it
so
wasn't.
bad
But the whole thing was
Because you know what's so crazy?
what?
Because the Timmy Thomas record was a hit in my mom's time.
No.
So when she hear that, she's thinking about that record. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you got like like the Rihannas and those type of hits. You know what I mean? That were like international. You know
Was
what
she
I mean?
saying? Well, she did the Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah. I forgot the name. Please don't stop the
Party.
music.
Yeah, I like.
That
Yeah,
was
I like
a big
that
record. That was a big
I think that was a
record.
hit.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole thing is some people may define a hit regionally, or in a genre perspective, urban, but not crossover, not top 40, or only top 40, not urban at all. You know what I'm
How
saying?
about this?
So that's why I wanted to get the perspective from the DJ, from the creative, and from the fans and the internet. Like, what defines a hit? Like, 'cause there's some records that like you said, you see on TikTok, you could stream through a bunch of songs. It's like, okay, that's cool, but it doesn't last long. And so is it a hit just because it's viral? I just want to understand the difference between a viral hit, a radio hit, you know what I'm saying, and a regional hit to international or national hit.
Will we ever?
There is a difference.
Will we ever see another Thriller?
Thriller?
I don't think so.
Which one?
Thriller.
I don't think
Michael
so.
Jackson?
Will we ever see another Thriller?
I don't
No.
think so.
Like,
because we've
no.
had so many amazing singer, dancer, vocalists since his time. The Ushers, the Chris Browns, the Neos. No one could do it
And
on that level.
and you know what? And
Justin
I
Timberlake.
got a question for y'all.
Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake.
I got a question for
no
y'all.
No one did it.
I got a question for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
If that situation didn't happen to Chris Brown with Rihanna,
Oh, wow.
do you think that Chris Brown would have
He'd
been
be a way bigger artist
today
today. Absolutely.
Michael Jackson? Or close to? Close to.
So,
or,
like-
or
It's hard.
You know
to-
what?
it's
No,
hard.
you know,
or I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. He's in the car and he's on the road
On the way.
on the way.
No, you know why it'll never be another Michael Jackson? I hate when people bring that up because you gotta. I hate when people try to make these comparisons,
Right.
Because you gotta realize how hard it was in the '80s, how much people was at Michael Jackson's neck. You had Madonna,
Prince.
Lionel Richie, Prince, big artists, sold millions of records. And you have no artists you have no kind of those caliber artists today. You just can't pop up Chris Brown and say he's Michael Jackson without having to run through that whole gambit. You'd have to have an album with that tremendous impact too. You'd have to have a whole bunch of things, and it's impossible to do that today.
Here's my perspective on that. Real quick effects. Here's my perspective on that. I am a huge Chris Brown fan. I think he is one of the most talented male solo singer, songwriter, performing artists of today's generation. However, image plays a part. Appeal plays a part beyond, like Black America.
Yes.
All of those, like, you have to appeal on an international level in a way that anywhere you go on the planet, people are like, yo, I love your music. I'm buying your music. I'm coming to your shows. Michael Jackson had that. I cannot say that Chris Brown has that, no matter how good his music is. And I feel like the bodies of work he's released throughout his career, he has yet to transcend, audiences in that same way with the music.
Wow,
So
that
I
means-
like it, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't
we
know if
don't
the
know
whole
what-
planet could do.
That means
Yeah.
that means y'all saying that 50 Cent is a way bigger artist.
What?
50 Cent is a real big artist.
See, now you're making a left turn.
But that's a rap artist.
That's a rap
different.
artist. Different.
Hold on.
He don't dance. He don't sing.
Hold on.
He sings,
He has
Okay.
he has impact.
Okay.
huh?
He has impact.
Yeah.
He has impact, but
He
that's
has international.
But you remember
that
was a street kind of impact.
Yeah. It's
Michael
different.
Jackson was never street.
no. I'm not comparing him to Michael Jackson.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
talking about in today's market.
Yeah, well,
So
to me,
50 Cent is a real big artist.
and to me, I was telling Paul he was the last hip hop superstar we had because was to me, no one, Drake,
Who's bigger?
huh? Who's bigger? No, but I'm just saying.
50.
Drake, Lil Wayne, none of
50.
them could have touched
50 or
Lil
Jay?
50.
50 or Jay?
Who? 50 or Jay?
He's trying to start trouble on HittMobb, yo.
Yeah.
All right, look. Let me just say this, man. Hands down, 50 Cent is one of the biggest hip hop artists in the world because he was smart enough on the height of his success with Get Rich or Die Trying to tour the world with the success of his music. Whereas no matter what he does, even to this day, with him doing more media and content, film and television, he can just say, all right, I'm going to do another tour of my catalog. And he can go anywhere on the planet and make money.
He just did the Get Rich or Die Trying tour.
And if we ask what defines a hit record, 50 has plenty of them. Plenty of
does
them.
he?
Yep.
Plenty of
Does
them.
he?
He could tour the world off the records the hits he's made.
Yeah. So
Thanks to the success of the first album and the input of Dr. Dre and all of that. But even after that very first album, he had some songs that were undeniable. in his catalog to this day.
Bananas.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Come on, he did what, over $100 million from touring.
Yeah.
Off of the anniversary of Get Rich or Die Trying. You know,
Yeah.
that's huge.
That's huge.
How many people can say can do that? Not a lot of rappers can say they can do that.
Yeah.
100. Listen, guys.
Yeah.
$100 million off a world tour.
I had to say he's, for me, he's like the biggest rap artist.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Yeah. And for that, we're going to have to wrap up this episode.
Absolutely.
Yes. On that note.
We've defined what a hit record is, what a hit artist is, the whole gamut. Follow HittMobb online, hitmobb.com. Make sure you check out the merch.
It's right here.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Salute to DJ Mr. Effects for hanging out with us, man.
Of
bro.
course.
No doubt. Yo, I ain't gonna front, man. Those shirts look kind of hard, man.
Yeah.
HittMobb.com, baby.
And